I want you to imagine for a moment that you are running on a treadmill. You are running faster and faster, sweating, working harder every single day. But when you look down, you realize, you haven't moved an inch. This is the financial life of the modern human. We are told that if we work hard, save money, and follow the rules, we will be wealthy. But why does it feel like you are getting poorer? Why does a house that cost $20,000 in 1970 cost $400,000 today? The answer is terrifyingly simple. The money you are working for is broken. It is bleeding value. While you are distracted by politics, sports, and social media, an invisible thief is robbing you. 24 hours a day. 7 days a week. Welcome to World Treasury. In the next 8 minutes, I am going to show you the mechanics of the greatest wealth transfer in history. And I will show you how to be on the receiving end of it. To understand the crime, we must go back to the scene of the accident. The year was 1944. The world was ending a terrible war. Leaders gathered at Bretton Woods and agreed that the US dollar would be the world reserve currency, backed by gold. It was a good system. The dollar was as good as gold. But politicians, they cannot resist the urge to spend money they do not have. By the 1960s, America was printing more paper dollars than it had gold in the vaults. Other nations realized the scam. France sent battleships to New York to demand their gold back. The system was collapsing. So, on August 15, 1971, President Nixon changed the rules. He temporarily suspended the gold standard. That temporary measure is now permanent. In that split second, the dollar went from being a claimed check on real wealth, to a piece of paper backed by absolutely nothing. Since that day, the supply of money has exploded. Look at this. This is not a chart of economic growth. This is a chart of currency devaluation. When they print trillions of new dollars, the dollars in your pocket become worth less. They call it inflation. But that is a lie. Inflation is not rising prices. Inflation is the devaluation of your currency. When the government prints money to pay for wars and bailouts, they are stealing value directly from your savings. It is a hidden tax. A tax that requires no vote, no legislation, and no debate. If you save in dollars, you are losing. You are saving in a melting ice cube. Now, we have reached the mathematical end game. The world is drowning in $315 trillion of debt. The interest payments on U.S. debt alone are now higher than the entire defense budget. Think about that. The greatest military in history now costs less than the interest on the national credit card. There is only one way out. They must print more. They will print until the dollar becomes worthless. This has happened to the Roman denarius, the French assignat, the German Papiermark. Every fiat currency in history has returned to its intrinsic value, zero. So, what do you do when the ship is sinking? You look for a lifeboat. For 5,000 years, that lifeboat has been gold. Gold is different. It cannot be printed by a central bank. It cannot be hacked. It cannot be debased. While Western investors chase AI stocks and crypto coins, the central banks of the world are buying gold at a record pace. China, Russia, India. They know the dollar system is dying. They are preparing for what comes next. This is the great wealth transfer. Wealth is moving from those who hold paper, to those who hold real assets. From the unaware, to the prepared. The financial storm is already here. You don't have to be a victim. You can become your own central bank. You can protect your family's future. The window of opportunity is closing. Do your research. Understand history. And position yourself on the right side of the transfer. This is World Treasury. We are watching the collapse of the old world, and the birth of the new. Subscribe and turn on notifications. The future belongs to those who see it coming.